Alright, welcome to another Living Freestyle Game Dev live stream. My name is Kevin. We do this twice a week, so we're talking about Unreal Engine, blueprints, game dev, visual scripting, Python crash course for creatives, whatever it is. This works like a AMA Q&A. So hop in, ask questions. No question too big, no question too small. We'll hopefully be able to help stumble through some of those together, generally speaking, as it relates to Unreal Engine, game dev, and all those kinds of cool things, virtual production, etc. Generally speaking, if there are no questions, which does happen, what we'll do is I fill that time just live streaming me working towards my own working prototype for a game that I'm making, just to kind of fill the time and just do some cool stuff. But questions take priority, so if you have one, feel free to interrupt at any time. Why am I doing this? I currently work as a senior principal tech artist at Riot Games in R&D. What a mouthful that one is. But I get to do a lot of really cool stuff at work, and there's a lot of really cool stuff I don't get to do. And so this is a chance for me to learn a whole lot more about all kinds of different aspects of Unreal Engine that I don't get to do at the day job. Also helps me better understand other disciplines, their trials and tribulations, and all those kinds of things as well. I looked back through, I did not see any updates or questions that were posted in the chat, so with that we're just going to be hopping straight back into Unreal until people start hopping in. So with that, let's go ahead and bring up Unreal. Go ahead and make sure our stream quality is doing all right. Yeah, we're doing all right. Okay, so what are we doing? Last session, if you recall, we were working on environment materials, fixing our power attacks, a bunch of different things. And those all actually went pretty well. So now we're starting on some new stuff. But before we do that, I was actually just working on messing around with seeing if I could update our parry animations to be something a little more, I don't know, a little bit less than just a squat. And I was just in the middle of retargeting some block animations. That's what I'm working on right now. I'm hoping this isn't going to take me much longer, although I did just crash. So this could be tough. Okay, so let's see here. We need, so this is our end. I believe this is the loop. Yep. So let's mark the ones that we want for add in Perforce. So we can tell the difference. And then we need our start. Now we have, this start has root motion in it. It's interesting. And then we have another start that is in place, which is interesting. We don't need this one, so let's just delete this. And we don't need this one because it's sideways and wonky. And we can also delete that one. So we're down to 3. Alright, so let's just play with this. What we're going to do, we have 2 starts and an end. We can rename these to be the actual deal. These are going to be anim sequences. And then what we want to do is we want to replace these in our parry montage. So let's open that one up. And we'll dock this just so we have more that we can look at. Okay. Preview scene. Let's not use the invisible character. Let's use the visible one. So this is currently what we're using for a parry. This was just stand-in. So for our entry, let's change this to guard. And we're going to try the start, this one. Okay, and then the loop is going to be, oh, we actually have a bunch of these. Okay, so let's do this. Loop, and then our end. And I know this is not updating right now. I believe this is a bug in Unreal Engine. I need to actually force this to update. So we'll go ahead and just save this, kill this, go back to parry, and reopen it. And it doesn't look like it updated, did it? What? That definitely didn't update. Okay. So let's browse this asset. This is using the game character heroes mannequin meshes SK mannequin. And our new stuff is using, oh, Manny. It's a different skeleton. Dog nabbit. We retargeted with the wrong character, I guess. Is that right? Okay, hold on. That can't be right because our combo. Let's see here. Let's look at our sword combo. I want to know which skeleton our sword combo is using. Sword combo. Sword combo is using montage. Sword combo 01, which is using witch animation. Okay, and this piece is using this animation, which also uses, oh look at that, mannequin meshes SK mannequin, SK mannequin. So this one's using the wrong skeleton. Oh no, it's not. It's using the right skeleton. What in the world? It's like I can't. Okay, let's try this a different way. Let's drag and drop. Oh, interesting. It does not think it can play these. There's got to be something I'm missing here in the differences between these two. Skeleton. Game, heroes, mannequin, meshes, SK mannequin, SK mannequin. Game, characters, heroes, mannequin, meshes, SK mannequin. Same one. And it has a preview skeleton mesh set. That is wild. I wonder if we actually have to I wonder if I retargeted this incorrectly. Retarget source default, retarget source asset, default. Oh, they are different skeletons. One is the SK mannequin skeleton and one is the SK. Okay, so I retargeted to the wrong skeleton. Bummer, dude. So I'm gonna have to redo all those. Okay, let's delete all these guys. Force delete. And then what we'll do is we'll try to retarget again. So here's our guard. Okay, so the start, we're going to retarget these assets. And we're going to be using our retarget, but rather than going to this one, I think that's the one we want. Let's try this as AS underbar change this, see if this works. We'll go characters, hero, mannequin. Yep. Animations. We're borrowing these from the katana right now. Let's go ahead and retarget that. Okay, so theoretically, cool. Well, that's that. And let's go back and do the other two. Oh no, we just had a crash again. Okay, we're okay. Save this. Event card. That was the start. Let's do the end and the stop. We'll do both of these at the same time, just to save some time. We'll go same thing, and this time we'll go to the invis again, and we'll go to this under here, change the folder again, and then what we should have, hopefully, is a skeleton that's compatible. Okay, retarget. Okay, so theoretically, that worked. Let's go to our parry montage and see if we can fill this in. So we're going to use guard start. There we go. It's freaking out, but it did something. Let's do guard loop, and then this last one we're going to do guard end. Okay, cool. Let's save this, kill this, and then let's go back and let's play and see what that looks like. That's interesting. It's weird. Something weird is happening if we can't sort this out. She's stepping forward. I think maybe the timing of this is wrong. Aha, yes, actually that's probably what it is. Because the animations are different lengths, you can see our action's not finishing. So we may need to reset the timing of this, which we do. So this is going to be a wind up action or return. Let's move our return to happen here. And our action's going to start here. Okay, save that and try that again. Okay, so she's definitely blocking. There's a weird flash that's happening. What is that? She's going... Hold on, let's slow-mo this. Slow-mo by 0.25. Oh. It's because of root motion. So what's happening is, it's not that the animation's changing. It's that she's stepping back. Root motion's not accounting for it. And as a result of that, she's still standing in the same place that she was. So we probably have a root motion setting that is wrong. But this could be a problem too because of the way this works. Let's try this. That does not look like that had any impact. This is also supposed to have motion lock turned on. Funky. Oh, look at this. This is still stepping backwards. Even though we updated the root motion on this, somehow this is still stepping backwards. So is there a root motion option on here as well? Oh, interesting. There's also a rate scale. Nope, there's no root motion option here. Let's check this one. Rate scale is 1. Rate scale is 1. Start time, end time. Play rate. Make sure we're playing the one we think we're playing. Start. All this looks good. Okay. Well, we have a root motion problem. Not totally positive what it is, but that character should not be moving backwards. That much we do know. Because if we look at the original guard start, this character is moving backwards. If I turn enable root motion, we can try exporting from this. Sometimes I find that you have to have the settings right when you export, or when you retarget. So if we retarget this, same thing. We're going to go AS2 on this one, and we're going to put it in the same folder. We're going to try to replace that animation. Characters, heroes, mannequin, animations, and we're looking at Katana Guard. Let's retarget that. Checkbox hunting. Let's go. Okay, and let's update our parry and double check some of our stream stuff. It is a holiday weekend, so things are potentially pretty quiet, which is cool. Nope, still moving. What in the world? Oh, still moving here. Okay, I'm gonna have to probably mess with this because character's still moving back, even though we are asking it not to. Even though when we exported it, it was not moving backwards. It's only the start too. It's really kind of weird. Okay, let's try one more time. We're gonna try one more time. Check it. Sure. And let's go retarget. Same deal. This is going to be 4 AS3 3. Change the folder. Mannequin. Animation. Retard. Okay, so looks like we're in place now. I think we're in place now. Let's go back and take a look at our parry. Okay, I think that's gonna do it. It looks promising. Yes, okay, that's fine. Okay, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. But what I will say is it looks way better than the character squatting down, which is cool. So now we have a parry that's reasonable. I think that's gonna feel better if enemies are in here as well. So what are we gonna do for the rest of our time tonight? I realized that was a little bit of a distraction. Now that all of our other stuff is working, what I want to do is I want to work on our enemies. So we have a couple issues with our enemies. One is an actual issue. and that is they do not respawn. It's been bugging me for a while. If we, let's do this. Let's bring an enemy in here. Right now, we'll go spawn count of 1. And then what we're going to do is we're going to switch to God mode, just in case I'm awful at this game, which is entirely possible. Oh, actually, we got another issue we gotta solve. Also, I was thinking about this. I want attacks to be much stronger. Okay, couple things. First off, we do not want that material that cuts holes in walls, this one. We do not want this to work on enemies. Like, it shouldn't be part of enemies. So there's a quick fix for that. And I think it's in our shooter mannequin. We have a component that we're putting on these characters. This would be a really good potential reason to separate our shooter mannequins from our enemies. But I don't want to do that yet because I want to solve some other problems. So I'm going to do this a different way. And this is not the best way to do this right now. But I want to do this because I want to keep my stuff kind of in one place right now. So this is our environment look through component. And all I'm going to do in here is I am going to check to see if this is an AI character. And if it is, I'm just going to I wonder if I can just disable this component. You know what? Maybe what we do is we do this completely differently. Let's do this. In shooter mannequin, let's delete this look through component. And then what we're going to do is here. We're going to, can we add a component now? Add a component. I guess we can. Okay, this should do it. This is only going to add the environment look through component to ourselves if we are not an AI. So if we rerun our level, what we should see, we shouldn't see, oh actually let's switch to God real quick. Yeah, we don't see it. That's perfect. Okay. So that's the first thing. Our enemy is eliminated though, and you notice that it did not spawn. But the thing is, that enemy should have respawn on it. And there's a way to check. What we can do is this. Let's do this. If we go make ourselves God mode and we bring up this, I believe we can see which abilities they have. Squad lead, those are all the options. Here we go. GA parry, sword, toggle, spawn, effect, emote, hero dash, jump, GA auto respawn. It's totally there, but for some reason it is not working. And what I wanted to see, ooh, crash. Not a crash. It hit that weird bug thing. Okay, so what I want, okay, so this is cool. Let's compile and save this. That works. For that, we got rid of that issue, which is great. Now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and let's see, who do we got? What up? First time chat. Nice to meet you. That's a great name. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. What are you working on tonight? Okay. So what we're doing is, let's see. The problem is, let's look at this. There's a couple things here. What I'm concerned about is, as an enemy, are we accidentally destroying our pawn as an enemy? So let's take a look at auto. respawn. So here's our gameplay ability for auto respawn. Let's see what's happening. And in fact, you know what we can do? Let's just throw in a breakpoint on every single, just all of it, everything in here. Okay, and let's just check out the difference between when the hero dies, or the player dies, and when the enemy dies. Alright, so to do that, we'll go ahead and play again. Okay, so this is going to grant the abilities. We're going to do all this for the characters. I'm not going to sweat that. It's going to happen again for the enemy. We should probably double check that that's happening the same. Let's go kill an enemy. Okay, so on death started, we're going to log the event, and we're going to clear a death listener, and we're going to prepare for respawning due to get controller for actor. Is the controller valid? Yes, it is. So the first thing it's going to do is it's going to broadcast a gameplay message for the respawn duration. Okay, and then the next thing it's going to do is it should come in here. Let's see if it does. Okay, and right now our respawn delay is 5 seconds. So here's the delay. We need to know if we ever get back here. Do we ever get to any of this stuff? Count to 5. Oh. Okay. Should finish restart is true. We're logging the event, we're finishing the restart, and we're doing the end death ability. So I get a GA auto respawn. What does that do? What does this do? End death abilities. Find all abilities with tag, type death. Ah, I see. Okay, that's fine. So then we're going to delay 0.1 seconds. What? Hold on a second. Request player restart next frame. I don't feel like we got there, because look at where we are. We're over here in on end ability. Our ability is ending. We're never going to get to that other thing. Okay, hold on a second. We're going to have to go through that again. Let's go through that again. So, same thing. Rocket through all this stuff. Rocket through. Actually, I could probably just do... Can I do one headshot? Not if I can't hit a headshot. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright. Okay, here we go again. So this time, we're going to change our breakpoints. I don't want a breakpoint on that delay, I want it after. So let's just go through all of this. We should hit our 5 seconds. We're ending the ability. We're ending the ability before we even hit this other stuff. Okay, let's try to see if that's the same thing that happens to our hero, to the player. So this time I'm going to let this dude beat me up. This is the enemy. The AI. Wow, okay. Our attack, obviously the changes we made to the attack speed of the enemies is too slow, so they're never hitting their combos. We're gonna have to change the way enemies hit combos, basically. You know what, we can increase the damage of the sword too to make this testing a little bit more reasonable. Okay, so there's our first delay. Death started. There's our second delay. 5 seconds. We get our timer. Dude's still whacking. Log the event. Look at that. It goes through. How? Okay, hold on a second. That is. Oh, I know what's happening. I was like, what is that annoying sound? Sorry about that. That was the game stuck in a loop. Okay, we need to pay way more attention to this on this next time through. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's change our sword damage. GE sword. GE sword damage. Let's like can we double this? Calculation modifiers. Instant. Modifier magnitude. Let's go 4x. Yeah, definitely 4 times. All right. So here we go again. So this time, death started. And where are we? Are we... broadcast our message. Then we hit our delay. What is this? Weapon reticle host. Oh, interesting. And this calls on death started again? What? What is this called? Listen for death respawn. On check for death. That's interesting. We basically come through this twice. Like we're coming back through on death started again. We broadcast the message. Here's our second delay. And we're checking for death again. And again, and again, and again, and again. Who's calling this? Tools. Debug. Blueprint debugger. All stack. Weapon reticle host. Interesting. That's gotta be just the countdown. So we're gonna do this one time. That delay, okay, that first one did not go through the loop. The second one did go through the loop. Okay, hold on a second. Window, debug, blueprint debugger. The second one came through GA auto respond native code. Interesting. Why? Okay, so this one on death started hits once. Here's our delay. Initialize death started. Look at this. Clear value stop logic delay destroy. Oh, here's a destroy actor. Is that really what we want to do? No, because that's going to destroy the controller. Why would we destroy the controller? Okay. We're not going to do this. We're going to break this connection and see what kind of change that had. We better switch to God mode. Okay, so here's our first one. We're going to get our delay. 5 seconds later, we hit our delay again. We can get rid of this breakpoint, we don't need it. We can get rid of this breakpoint, we don't need it. And then we're ending the ability. But it never continues on. The ability is ending. I don't think this necessarily has to do with destroying the actor. The interesting thing is, the first time through for the player, we also don't hit this. But we need to see why are we ending death abilities here? It's ending death. And in here, clears the name key, stops the logic. Initialize blackboard is valid. Health component, bind event to on death started. This all seems reasonable. Because this is really just going to stop the brain and clear the name. That should not cause a problem. So if that's the case, alright, let's go through this again. When we go through this as the hero, the first time I go through this, I want to know where's that blueprint being called from? Okay, so the first person who called this was native code. Okay. So this comes from GA auto respawn on death started. We're in our event graph. So we got hit basically. And then this time, we're still in the sword combo. Okay. This first time through, this is our GA auto respawn event. We hit the log event, but we do not hit the breakpoint afterwards. That is wild. The second time we hit this log event, we do hit the breakpoint afterwards. But for our enemies, we start our death. We hit our delay. One time. We only hit it one time. So that's the first weird thing. Why do we hit it twice with the player and once with the enemy? That's gotta be it. There's something in there. It's gotta be right in front of us too. We need to know why we're coming into this twice. And we're coming in through here on Death Started. Let's take a look at code real quick. I'm wondering. So if we look at abilities, there's ability cost, damage executions, what is the name of this? On Death Started. Let's see if this is anywhere in the code base. Nope, not anywhere in the code base. How about auto respawn? Also does not look like it's in the code. What the world? Okay, let's check the setup. Check the setup. So we're adding the ability once. This is being called. Wait, where'd that blueprint debugger go? There it is. This is being called just basically on the ability being added. And when we go through this, that's valid. We register the widget, okay? Then when the pawn avatar gets set, we're going to do both of these things. We're going to listen for resets, and then we're also going to start listening for finding the death listener. Okay, cool. Then we're going to come back in here again. Why are we coming through? This has got to be like server and client maybe. So we're activating the ability. Oh, interesting. It didn't do that. This time through, that worked. That also worked. Man, it went through there like 3 times. So this is once for this character. So that worked. Now we're listening. And we're going through there. And we're activating the ability. We're going through there. Report damage. Okay, that should be it. I don't get it. I am very confused as to why death starts. We clear the death listener. What is happening on the shooter mannequin at this point? It's health change, shield change, team listening, death. Death finished, or reset. We're clearing the inventory. What else happens in here that deals with death? Death finished, parent death, death locations. All of this stuff happens on death. Okay, there's our first delay. There's our second one. And then on death, we drop items. Okay, 5 seconds later, we come back our respawn delay. We log the event. We log the event again. We finish death, we clear inventory. Then we get the Lyra gear. We do that twice. Then we set our pawn avatar. We're adding the ability again. We're going back through this again. Doesn't make sense. There's got to be something different about. Okay, let's take a look at this. We've got the HWZ. Controller. Okay, let's compare that to. Do we have a player controller? No. What's our controller called? Player, shooter mannequin. Shooter core content, blueprint. Nope. Characters, character default. That's just our Lyra character, that's not actually our controllers. Components? No. So that's our shooter mannequin. And who's using this? Holy smokes. Lots of people are using this. Alright, it's not going to be in our ability system. Character. Lyra Pawn. This is possessed by, unpossessed. The Lyra Pawn is what? It is team agent interface and a modular pawn. I don't think that's what we're looking for. Why is this so hard to find? It's because this is all modular, man. It's just so perfect. Okay. We know where the cosmetics come from. Alright, I'm gonna have to do this a different way. I'm going to take shooter mannequin, and when we possess, I'm going to print the name of this thing so I can figure it out. Get the display name. Get the display name and print it. This will be the fastest way for me to find this thing. And then in here under our spawners, 0. Debug, disable all breakpoints. either it printed earlier and I missed it, or it doesn't hit that code. What? It absolutely hits this code. Lyra player controller. Why doesn't it print this? Maybe the encounter hasn't started yet. That's probably what it is. So we're looking for Lyra player controller is basically the end. So Lyra player controller. Okay, so here's our Lyra player controller. It is a Lyra player controller. What I want to know is the difference between this and for example, a Lyra bot controller. Okay, so this is a modular character. It's got the team IDs and attitudes. Attempts to restart this controller. I don't see that function in here. Server cheats, server cheat all. Nope, I don't see it in here at all. So that's interesting. Okay, so let's take a look at ours, which is in a plugin. No, those are game features. Where did I define that? I thought it was defined right there. Okay. There's a bunch of stuff in here. Oh, I didn't define it in code. I defined it in Blueprint. And this thing inherits from Lyra player bot controller. Oh, interesting. So here's a crazy idea. What other AI controllers inherit from Lyra player bot controller? So if we do, let's check for bots. B shooter bot spawner, B shooter, B AI Lyra controller shooter. This spawns from a Lyra bot controller. Okay. So can we test by dropping one of these in instead? And if it works, that would be interesting. Let's go back here and see when we spawn somebody, what we're actually spawning. User settings. Event start spawn. We want set timer. La-di-da-di-da. Get spawn one. Okay. This is in code. No, it's not. We can change this. That's the random location. And rather than spawning this guy, let's do... Let's try a Lyra player bot controller. What happens when we do this? Oh wait, we don't have any enemies. We don't need this breakpoint anymore. Alright, a character spawns. They do not move. But that might... They do take damage though. There's our first death. Okay, it does not look like they respawn either, so that... It might be something I did, but it's not obvious. If we go back to here, let's see if the number of times we go through that. Debug enable. Oh dude, all our breakpoints got disabled. Yeah, it's not. It's the same thing is happening for our bot too. What's interesting is our heroes are going through twice. Our players are going through twice. The bots are only going through once. It does not matter. So let's switch this back to this guy. I don't want to see that again. So here we go. We're adding the ability. We're setting the avatar. We're activating the ability. Then we're adding the ability again, and we're activating the ability again. It's happening twice. So this way, on this one, we're adding the ability, we're activating the ability. It only happens once. Why does it happen twice for the player and once for the enemy? It's gotta be a server client thing. So then death starts for me once with a delay, twice with a delay. So there's 2 deaths that start. Then here's our first delay. It does not go through. Here's our second delay. It does go through. This has got to be some kind of server client thing. Why? Usually when you're debugging in your blueprints in the top right, it will show you whether it's client or server. I do not know why it's not showing that right now. So let's see if we can find that. Debug blueprint server client. Debug blueprint breakpoint server client. Really? That's it? Hold on a second. Net mode. Play as client. This is what I want to do. I think. Doesn't like something about this though. We're definitely getting some exceptions. Ooh, we may have just crashed. Yeah, it didn't like that. Like we legit crashed. Or actually, I don't know if we crashed so much as bummer. We're gonna have to debug that. Alright. Tonight was a rough night, everybody. I did not make a lot of progress here. I was hoping that we were gonna find that pretty quick. What's weird to me is we're not even playing in a server client setup. And for some reason, for the player, we're going through to set up the auto respawn twice, but for the enemies we're only doing it once. It doesn't make any sense to me, and I know, I'm pretty positive this worked before. Try this. Interesting. Okay, it didn't crash that time. Cool. So this is server. So on the server, we're adding the ability. We're gonna we'll do this real quick to see if this helps us. And then we hit a breakpoint. We're still on the server. We're activating the ability on the server. Then we're server again, and we're activating again. Twice. No enemies. We need enemies. So here we go. Server. We're adding the ability, activating the ability, adding the ability, activating the ability. Then for the enemies, on the server, we're adding the ability, activating it. That's it. Only one time. Doesn't make any sense to me. This is on the server, death starts. And on the server, we call that delay, and then we end the ability. It's the exact same thing that happens. The only difference is our hero does it twice. There is something special about who is, like, right here. Who called this? Where'd this come from? I have an idea. Let's go shooter mannequin. Let's take a look at our shooter mannequin. And what I'm looking for, here it is. I'm adding this auto respawn. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Is that all it is? Okay. Alright, here we go. Nope. Cancel. Target is going to be getting the ability system component. Here we go. Alright, so there's once, twice, once, twice. And then here's our enemy. Once. Oh, there we go. We got our second ad. Interesting. Okay, so here's our first. There's the delay. Dude, we got our second one. Did we just find it? We got our delay. 5 seconds. There's our first delay. We hit the log. We don't go through. Here's our second delay. Hit the log. It did not go through though. It did not go through. So there is still something different. But that explains where the second delay is, the second respawn is happening. It's happening in Shooter Mannequin. If we skip this, do we respawn? Even playing field now. We only come through there once. One time. Okay. So now let's come up here. Let her kill me. Once. You can do it. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, our sword. Our sword still has our reduced damage. Let's redo that. Damage sword. Here's our executions. Let's go 10x on the multiplier. And play again. Okay, so do I respawn? I do. Doesn't matter. That second one was a red herring. It's something else. It's something else. Okay. Well, look, at the last bit there, we did at least find a red herring. It says my Discord link is invalid, expired. Original 9 VP. I didn't know that they could expire. Thanks for hopping in. Let me take a look at that real quick. Invite invalid. Well, let me figure out how to invite you a different way. That is wild. I had no idea that they expired. I'm new to Discord, so I'm wondering how I invite you, actually. In messages, notes, friends. Invite people, here we go. Oh, dude, look at that. The invite link expires in 7 days. You are spot on. Thank you for the heads up. That's the new Discord invite. I had no idea they expired, so thank you for pointing that out. And I will know to update those each time. That's kind of a pain in the butt, because wow. Expire after never. Here we go. Generate a new link. This will work. This one will never expire. Who knew? Okay, this link shouldn't expire. Welcome to Discord. Did you have any I was actually getting ready to wrap up the stream, but before I take off, did you have any Unreal questions or Blueprint stuff that you wanted to go over before we wrap up? I kind of got my butt kicked tonight. We were hoping to get respawning working, but I didn't want to cheat it, and so we sort of had to figure out what's going on with it. That one worked great. Did you have any specific like Unreal Blueprint game dev questions or anything like that? Anything about what we're doing? Well, let me update Twitch to Discord. Server link was old. Also, that also means I need to update it. That's probably why nobody's been joining, because I guess I need to update it on the site, on the YouTube channel as well. Thank you very much for pointing that out. This is gonna bug me. So see, this is, I mean, I know this is just gonna eat at me until we figure this out. We're basically finding all abilities and we're ending it. And on the hero, somehow ending that ability. Wait, what tag is it looking for? Status change death. You have questions, but not today? I'm happy to stick around for them if you want to roll. Hero death. Oh, dude. Hold on a second. Status change death. Okay, this is interesting. I wonder if... I know I said I was going to stop, but it's really hard to. I wonder if... Okay, let's try this again. That's our enemy. When we get killed by this enemy, we're starting death. We have a delay. We are going into hero death. I might be excited for nothing. So in hero death, we're setting our camera modes. We're executing a gameplay cue, which is character death. We're waiting for a delay and we're ending. Actually, this happened. I'm pretty sure that's happening. There's our delay. There's our first one. What I want to know is how we're getting in here. If we look at our debug window and we look at our blueprint debugger. This is coming from our auto spawn call stack native code. We're gonna, you know what? I think we're actually gonna go in the code. Okay, so her death starts. There's the delay. It does go through the effects and everything, so that wasn't it. 5 seconds later, comes through here, it logs the event, and it never goes through. Somehow, our enemies are getting stuck. You gotta work, cool. If the timing works out better, I don't know how you found the stream, but we do Sunday nights at 10:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then we do Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that way we flip the times. So for people, I'm guessing you're in a different time zone. So people in different time zones can potentially hop in outside of work hour. So if that works as a better time to hop in and ask questions, feel free to join us Wednesday morning this week at 8 a.m. Okay, so let's restart. Let's find restart. This has got to be coming from code. Okay, we can basically cut this down to a few breakpoints now. We don't need any of these. We don't need any of these. We don't need these. None of these are important. Even our hero death is not important. All that matters is this breakpoint right here. And we need to see where in code we are before we hit this breakpoint. Is basically the general gist. So if we go through okay. So if we look at our Lyra character, here's our begin play. That's our reset. That's our ability system component. Here's our possession. Team change and stuff and unpossessed. I haven't looked at this stuff in a while. You're in the UK. Okay, well like I said, if the Wednesday morning slot works better for UK because then you're not at work, that is available. Here we go. So here's our Lyra. Player controller. Okay, let's take a look at this. So our Lyra player controller, reinitialize, begin play, end play, player state, broadcast on player state changed. That's no team, null pointer, setting the player. These are the cheats. Time running out, team IDs. Okay, so that's not what we're looking for either. Looking through this code is like a needle in a haystack stuff. Player start. Get location. Oh, this looks promising. Is claim. Nope. Player state. Back like 8 months ago, I know we were looking at this stuff. And I can't remember where all this stuff happened. The thing we're looking for is, I thought it was NPC bot. NPC bot. NPC bot. Oh wait, that's how we can find it. Where's our, not shooter mannequin, not auto respawn, inner spawner. What we can do is in here, when we get down to spawning, we spawn one NPC bot. This happens where? Lyra bot creation component. Okay, and what this does is it comes through, it creates a new controller, gets the game mode, gets the player state for the controller, restart NPC at transform, press player, restart next frame. Look at this, 2 different ways of doing this. Let's find this guy. The game mode does. This is happening in the game mode. Here's the function. Okay, so there's one breakpoint we want. And this is the other one that we want to find. So restart NPC at location. At transform. I wonder if I was the clown that wrote this function and I just messed this up, because, you know, my software engineering skills are more than a little bit rusty. Restart NPC at transform. Okay, this is interesting. Let's see where we go first. On experience loaded. That's the restarting the NPC at transform. Okay, let's give this a shot. When we start, interesting, we didn't hit the breakpoint for the characters. Okay. Now if she kills me, we hit our delay, we die, we hit our delay again, we log our event, now we go to code. Okay, so we're in code now. We're requesting a restart next frame. And what are all these values? Force reset is true. Controller is not null. That's true. So we're going to do a controller reset. And a controller reset sets it to spectating. And then if it's a player controller, we're going to set timer for next tick. Server restart player implementation. Okay. Interesting. I want to know. I wonder what that is. I wonder where this is defined, because it doesn't seem like it's anywhere in here. And then we're going to kick out of here. And where are we going? Where are we right now? Script core. This is bytecode. Like, we're in Never Never Land, man. This is so far off the path. We should put a breakpoint in the ability system component too. We're still in server core. This is all blueprint stuff. Let's run. Okay. Here's what I want to know. Oh, killed me again. killed her. With a headshot, actually. Oh. We didn't hit... Okay, here we go. Here's that first one. But we didn't hit any breakpoint. In the code base. What? Hold on a second. Lyra game mode. Request player restart next frame. Failed to restart player. Request player restart next frame. Our bot. No more occurrences. Thank you. That's great. Our bot is... I got it. It is requesting a restart NPC at transform. Okay, I have a bonkers idea. Alright, I said we were gonna quit, but I just can't do it. We're gonna do one more thing. Let's save all this stuff. Thank goodness compiling is faster now. And we have Red Bull. Even though it's really bad for you. Okay, what we're gonna do is... Oh, it's not writable. Hold on, we gotta check this out at Perforce. Original 9 VP, do you mind if I ask what you do for work? Are you in game dev? Okay, we're gonna change the way we respawn our players. If this works, I think we can call it a night and go to bed knowing that we know where the culprit is. If this doesn't work, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Let's do it. Go to definition. Alright, it does controller reset, a bunch of other things, the time manager. Player controller, bot. I wonder what the original one of these looked like though. Spawn one bot. Remove one bot. Alright, Unreal starting here in a second. We'll see what's up. Okay. So theoretically, this test should be pretty straightforward. Oh, interesting. It didn't actually spawn. The problem is it's not even spawning the bot. Hold on a second. Did it spawn the bot in the middle of nowhere? I see no bot. Player start. think there's anything I have to do to get this. Interesting. So that's not working. It is sufficiently broken. I wonder, just for kicks, if we go to Expanse, let's not save this. If we play here, do enemies spawn? Or did we completely break them? Oh, interesting. I am not who I thought I was going to be. I do not see any enemies. Somebody's down here. Oh, is that a bad guy? Server invalid. Something is definitely broken. Right, this way. I refuse to quit. I'm not gonna quit. Alright, where's the bad guy? There he is. Oh man, there's a lot of bad guys. Why are there so many enemies? I can't do damage to these guys. Okay, that does damage. Okay, one more maybe? Okay, 2 of them died. Do they come back? Oh, where'd that guy go? Okay. All 3 dead. It did not seem like they were coming back to that. So it is reasonable to think that somehow I have messed up the bot controller code. I just don't know how. And it doesn't seem to matter which one we're using. Whether we're using this one or that one. Let's take a look at something. See how much history we have on this file. So here's our file. This is why I love Perforce. So this is going to be our initial commit. So let's diff against this one. And the differences are spawn 1 NPC bot, spawn 1 bot, check default initial. Interesting. Like default initialization versus they're different. But that actually is probably because of the update from 4x to or 5 to 5.1. I'm gonna go with that. That's what I'm thinking there. Let's try something here. Let's do one more test. Let's go here and in our spawn, let's go back to our level. And it's playground. And then for this spawner, let's edit this. And in here where we spawn one NPC bot, let's spawn one bot. Okay. And we're not going to specify teams or anything like that. Let's just do this. Actually, we're not even going to continue on. We're just going to go like that. Okay, we have a bot. So that worked in the sense that I have a bot, but I can't do damage to said bot. Interestingly enough, I have no grenades either. Oh, whoa, I just killed him? I think that may have worked. Alright, a headshot. So it turns out bullets work, swords don't. Not sure why. Nope, no respawn. Bummer. This is gonna take some more troubleshooting, unfortunately. Get back to a good state, though. Let's get rid of this breakpoint. Spawn count should be 1. Why is nobody spawning? Because our code is wrong. That's why. Our code's messed up. Don't save any of that. Back here in our spawn variable iRobot configuration component. This does not work for us. We need this. So it doesn't matter whether or not we're spawning the old way or the new way. No matter what, our bots do not respawn. And I do not understand why. Now, I could fix this. Or I could work around this, which is what I originally thought we were going to do tonight. And the way I could work around this is, what I could do is I could create a spawn manager. Or an encounter manager, whatever you want to call it. Where the idea here is that if I kill somebody, I want there to be another bot that comes in and replaces it. So that's easy to do. We could build this spawn manager and it would create new, but the fact that this auto respawn ability is not activating properly on an enemy, I think we need to answer this problem. I think we need to figure out what's going on, so that, because the ability should just work. never comes back. The interesting thing is, oh, that was the wrong escape. I can restart the encounter, I believe. So if we go options. Wait, it's not there. It's, oh, I pressed escape. Come on, man. Alright, so debug, restart the encounter. Maybe that doesn't even work anymore. What? Oh wait, there it goes. It does work. So a restart of the encounter will actually respawn my enemy bots. Why does that work? Let's find out. What is that actually doing? Debug. Toggle debug. If we look inside of our debug options widget and we restart our encounter, what are we actually doing when we restart our encounter? We're basically starting the phase of post game. So we're basically using the game phase subsystem to restart it entirely. Interesting. Why does that? Oh, I know what the difference is. Because what that's doing is that is spawning an entirely new character. That is okay. This is what I mean when I said we could work around it. We could create a spawn manager that would spawn an entirely new character. We know this, right? The problem is, why doesn't this character's gameplay ability to respawn work? It doesn't make any sense. I think probably what I'm going to do, oh, do I actually have it? I might have it. Let's do this. I thought I had the new Lyra update that I had built as a reference. Let's check. That was this hasn't been touched since 2022. That can't be it. Did I put it in P4? No, that's the current one. Not in Codebase either. Here's the OG. Hold on a second. This ought to be interesting. Oh no, this is all 2019. I thought we had downloaded the Lyra Starter game for 5.1 10 years ago. Alright, I think we have fumbled around enough tonight. I have a whole bunch of homework I need to do. I've got to take a look. I gotta find a way to debug this where I can wrap my head around where in the code the ability system is going, that we are not re-entering the GA respawn. And maybe I was putting my breakpoints in the wrong place, and where I really need to be putting them is in the gameplay ability system. Because there's got to be a reason why this delay, if the death is canceled too close to the reason the pawn doesn't init properly. Oh, I see. So they're basically saying that if they end the death abilities, but we need to find out who is canceling the auto spawn, why we're not hitting this breakpoint with the enemy. Because if we go 0.2 on this, for example, and we go play, we have our breakpoint in place. If the enemy kills me, 2 hit, we know where it is, we just have to figure out how to watch it. 3 seconds later, I hit this event. I hit this log event. And then I'm going to request the restart. Okay? So we know somehow, somewhere we're coming from. And we can look at this in native code. Like, basically, if you look at the call stack, this is coming from native code. Okay, that has to, I'm guessing that's coming from the gameplay ability system. So if we do the exact same thing with the enemy, it's pretty good, actually. 5 seconds later, we're never hitting that. We never hit that code. It doesn't matter what this delay is. This has nothing to do with delay. And what is happening is, my guess is, actually that's a good question. Let's look at our message, our output log. What is being printed here? On end ability. Hubert. So it was definitely ending that ability. This is the end of the phase. Destroyed on an ability cancel view auto respawn event. Finishing restart Hubert. Clearing the death listener and on end ability. This is where it's happening. Damage hit location. Okay, so what's happening here is finishing restart gets printed. Finishing restarts gets printed. Then we're clearing the death listener. That's gonna happen in here. Wait, hold on. Final abilities with tag. Death. End ability. Okay. So that's gonna be okay, hold on a second. What is this? This is clearing the death listener. I wonder if this comes through here differently. And then after we clear the death listener, we're ending the ability. So here we go. Let's go. Clearing the death listener. That's for me. Clearing the death listener for the enemy. When I get killed, I'm clearing the death listener. And in my output log, I'm restarting the next frame. And we can look at the output log. What we did is we clear the death listener. Find a death listener. Okay, go with this guy. Clear the death listener. And then we're ending the ability. We are ending this ability. This is all it is. Somebody is ending this ability. And we just have to figure out why. Ability system. Lyra ability system. Lyra gameplay ability. Get the controller. Get the Lyra. Can activate the ability. That's an interesting one. Let's check that. Can be canceled. On give, on remove. Activate, end. Here we go. Okay, let's go. Let's try this. Let's resume this. We're going to clear this listener. But what we're going to do is we're going to restart. So we end abilities when we stop the game. That makes sense. We're going to start the game. We're checking to see if we can activate stuff. Wow. All of our breakpoints are being hit right now, so let's just disable them all. I just got smoked. We don't need that. Okay, we hit the God mode. Okay, we need to start this again. Resume, resume, resume. We need to simplify this. I need to not die first off. That way they can't get a gun. Now let's go and debug. Enable all our breakpoints. Come on. problem is that character is trying to kill me, and every time they activate an ability, I'm hitting that breakpoint. Ah, damn it. Alright, we can do it this way. I think we can do it this way. Okay, so what ability are we trying to activate here? Target, source tag, none, accurate info. Just say that this wasn't me. What ability are we trying to activate? This is ability spec handle 233. That doesn't tell me anything. Force tag, Lyra player, target tag, walking, end ability. What ability are we ending here? This is gonna be a lot harder to troubleshoot than I thought. Because death, here we go. Death. So we're activating the ability death. Health component. Handle out of health. Here we go. We are making progress-ish. So basically, hold on, we need to see what's happening here. Oh, let's see here. We have, we're applying the gameplay effect to the target. Then we have this multicast delegate base where we are broadcasting. Then we are triggering the ability from the gameplay event. And the gameplay event is death. Okay. Okay, fine. So then we try to activate the ability, then we call the activation, then we activate it. Now why are we canceling the abilities? This is the part I don't understand. Oh, okay, that's why. Cancel all abilities and block others from starting. Start death. finish death. Look at this. We have a start and a finish death. That's interesting. Start death. Death started. Get the owner. It broadcast death started. Okay. Then we're ending the ability. Clears the camera mode. It ends the ability. Health component. Finished death. Oh, come on. Be something. Oh no! I didn't step into it. I didn't step into it. Finished death. Okay. And then we're ending the ability. That's fine. Let's just go again. This is just ending. Okay, I don't think we need to stop here anymore, because I want to see what happens on. I don't think we need to stop in the activation either. Okay, so we're gonna start death. We already know that. 5 seconds later, we finish death. Inside of finish death, the death state we get is 2. The ability system component sets a loose gameplay tag count status death, dead. Okay, interesting. And then on death finish broadcast. This is gonna broadcast, and then it's gonna force a net update. And then we end. So wait, basically, I feel like this is happening because the character is being destroyed before it's supposed to be destroyed. I have an idea. I could prove out that theory. GA auto respawn, class default, respawn delay 0.1. Let's go. Nope. That wasn't it either. want to see what happens when it goes through with me. I'm not being super talkative because the later it gets, the less talkative I get. But okay, 3 seconds. Boom. Finish that. Death state. 2. Death states are the same. Set moves gameplay that count. Broadcast. Owner. Finish death. Finish death. And then it ends the ability. I wonder. Hold on a second. Do we ever end the ability as a player? If we come up here and we get killed, one, 3 seconds later, finish it. Finish death. No, we don't. Dude, this is it. This is the problem. The ability never ends as the player. This is exactly what's happening. For the player, the ability doesn't end, and so as a result of that, we're not canceling out of it, and so it gets a chance to go. But for the enemy, the ability is ending. The only reason I can think of the ability ending is because... Why? Because the character's being destroyed. Because the character's being destroyed. The character's being destroyed. Okay, so let's watch this a different way. We're gonna fix this, man. Shooter mannequin. Okay. What we're looking for is death. Death location. Death finish, clear inventory. All this is, you know what? We're using same shooter mannequin for the player as we are for the enemy, so that is not it. The AI controller. Destroyed. Destroyed. Are we getting destroyed? Is that what's happening? Is our AI controller being destroyed? We are ending that ability. Our AI controller is being destroyed. By whom? Native code. What the world? Is it the health component that's destroying us? I have a dumb question. Super dumb. is their apparent. Nope. I was thinking that maybe there was something different about that. So destroyed still being called. Alright, so we have an unpossessed death started. Unpossessed. Death started. Okay, look, this is not supposed to be connected. I thought we had disconnected it. Compile and save that. Check this out. Okay. Now. We're still ending this ability. Somehow we are still being destroyed. But I'm not destroying it. Somebody else is destroying this actor. This is the health component. This inherits from the Lyra player bot controller. Lyra player controller, game mode, ability, death. Here's our health component. Is there any destruction that happens in here? There's a damage self-destruct. I don't think we're hitting this. Let's just put a breakpoint in it just to make sure. Finish death. Set death dead. On death finish broadcast. Get max health. You know what, there's one other place we might be doing this, and it could be in our damage execution. Executions, damage execution. We're going through. We're getting distance attenuation, damage done, add out modifier. Nope, it doesn't look like we're doing it in damage executions either. So if that's the case, when we nope, that's not it. Somebody's cleaning up our pawn. Somebody's destroying our pawn. Where? Game mode. Remove. Nope. Bot. Let's look at this. Remove one bot. Are we hitting this at all? Because there's a destroy in here. Nope. We are not. The only place in this project that we call control pawn destroy is in this bot creation. Let's see if we can find destroy. There's equipment destruction. We definitely do that. Pawn being unpossessed, destroyed. Here we go. On unpossessed. Oh, maybe that's the problem. Maybe we are being unpossessed. Which would be maybe a move? We are being unpossessed. What? The AI controller is unpossessing our character. Interesting. What is this in? This is the Lyra player bot controller. Did we make any changes to this? We definitely have some history. We definitely have some history. Server restart controller. If we're still attached upon, leave it. Game mode. Oh, interesting. So our restart controller. Look at this. Why is there a pawn being unpossessed destroyed here? And super on unpossessed, this destroy. Oh, I think we found it. I think we found it. I think we found it. Come on, this has got to be it. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so let's just run. And then let's stop playing. And what we're going to do is we're going to here, let's save that for right now. We can diff it later, and we should not destroy them. Oh, it's not right. Check that out. Oh, if we solve this, we're definitely. I mean, this is going to create a different problem, but that's okay. I'll explain in a minute. On this destroy. Okay, so let's go. We got one compile and one test, and then no matter what, I gotta call it because I have to get up crack of dawn. You still with me over there in the UK? Working away. I actually have one of my coworkers sent me an amazing dev tips video. I gotta share in the Discord server. Okay. Here we go. Moment of truth. Alright, so actually while we're waiting for this to pop up, let me explain to you the problem. When we spawn a bot, originally these bots were created to be players, right? When we spawn a bot, if it doesn't have auto respawn on it, let's get rid of all this, we're going broke. If it doesn't have auto respawn on it, what's going to happen is the pawn is going to get destroyed, but the controller is still going to exist in the scene. So if we spawn another bot, another controller is going to exist in the scene. So effectively, you'd have all these controllers lying around. So I'm going to have to figure out how to actually truly kill enemies. If this works. Oh my god, we found it. Can you believe it? I'm so excited. It's like, yeah. Okay, cool. So here, we're oh, interesting. That's kind of funky. Like, that is like not a game mode I like. Okay, this time she came in right. This is great. Okay. After a really, really long time, now we understand what was causing the problem. And it was a change that I guess I had made at some point. We have 2 shooter mannequins in the scene. Our game mode. I'm looking to see if there's... We're at NLP New Blueprint 14. I'm wondering if we have any memory leaks as a result of this. New Blueprint 14. Doesn't look like it. But if we remove the auto respawn from the enemy, and we do that, let's see here, ability set. It's going to be in our ability set for the shooter hero. Stock this. It's our hero death, jump, remote, quick. There's another way to find this. Auto respawn reference viewer is being used by control point. Okay, so in here, what we can do is we could just delete auto respawn. Then nobody's got it. Then when we play, if I go God mode, so I don't die, what I wanted to show you was over here in the top right, we've got 2 hero shooters. And if I kill this guy, wait a minute. How's he auto respawning if I removed it? Hold on a second. Something's up. Somehow they're getting auto respawn added still. What? Shooter for content. Elimination. Ability set. Leaderboard. Nope. Shooter for content. Shooter core. Nope. How's that possible? Auto respawn. Reference here. Somehow still being referenced in the control point ability set. And the combat gem. Interesting. Okay, so first let's start with this one again. Clearly not referenced there. Okay, now it's actually been removed. I guess you had to save it. Okay. See if that dude comes back. What? How is he getting... There's no way. Okay, we're not giving him the ability, so then it's gotta be in the combat thing. Hero data. Action sets. Actions. Maybe it's in here. Abilities. Do we have auto respawn in here? Jump, death. No, because it should show up in the reference mirror if it is. Evade. Note. Reset. Jump. Emote, slots, drop weapon, spawn, interact, and debug. I don't understand how this character is still being granted the ability. Here's one. Interesting. Combat gem is adding it. Is our playground using combat gem? Or world outliner. Here we go. This must be using combat gem. And I just can't see it somehow. These are nav areas. Let's pick up. X. Spawn point. So according to this, the playground is using the combat gem. So that's why they're still getting the auto spawn. Usually it's in the world editor. I don't know why I can't see it. Usually it would be over here. Oops, undo. Here's the world playground. Window. World settings. Thank you. Here we go. Combat gem. So this is using combat gem. That's why. So if we go to combat gem and we actually remove this, then we should be where I thought we were. And I think what we want to do is not do that. Let's take this and duplicate this, and we're going to call this playground. Just for simplicity, and so we don't break anything. And let's do, we'll get rid of this auto respawn, and then what we'll do is we'll update our playground to use the playground gem. And let's save all, and then let's play. Let's go God mode. See if we can't get one headshot. One headshot. 3, 2, 1. No respawn, which is cool, but do we still have the pawn running around? Normally over here we would see all the stuff that's spawning, but I didn't see it that time. Like, where is it? Outliner. Look at how long that hangs around. That is a while. Okay. It doesn't matter. We finally solved our enemy's respawning issue. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and wrap this up. I think this is going to be important. So after many sessions, we were able to finally solve what was going on with our enemies respawning. Basically, what was happening was, for some reason, in code, I had added a destroy actor for the actual pawn itself. And I think I did that because originally when I created enemies, they weren't cleaning themselves up. Now, that still may be a problem. I'm gonna have to kind of keep an eye on that. And again, this may be a good reason why we want our enemies to be a separate class anyway, just as a general heads up. So I think that's interesting. So we solved that problem. Now that that's solved, and now that we know everything's working the way we want it to, I believe starting Wednesday morning, what we'll do is we'll start working on an encounter manager, basically a spawn controller. And now that enemies could respawn, we could make that like an ability, come back from the dead. It's not the typical character respawn, it's just simply a come back from the dead ability for enemies where when they come back with twice as much health or something like that. Lots of games have that, where your enemies don't actually die, they come back to life right there. So that's something that we can now do, that our enemies are working properly, but it's not the goal. So the plan is to use the spawn or encounter manager to create as many enemies as we want in waves and stuff like that, based on the encounter type. So we'll probably have to do a little bit of work to clean up the pawns once they get destroyed, so that they're not hanging around so long. They hang around for quite a bit of time. But other than that, it was a pretty slow night. We did finally get somewhere in the end, and I'm pretty smoked. So we're gonna call it a wrap. For everybody who hopped in tonight, thanks for hopping in. Hi Knife, good to see you. Original 9VP, welcome to the Discord. Thanks for pointing out some of the Discord links were invalid. I have fixed that. That has now been updated. And for everybody else who's hanging out in the wings, thanks for checking out the stuff. Anybody watching after the fact, also thanks for checking out the stuff. If you have questions, remember, questions are the priority. Feel free to throw those questions down in the comments or hop into the next Q&A. That's going to be Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, my name's Kevin. Thanks for hopping in. Catch you all on the next one. Take it easy.